about your love, something about your love changes everything, changes everything. Something about your love, something about your love changes everything, changes everything. Something about your love, something about your love changes everything. You turn my morning into dancing, you turn my morning into dancing. 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 Something about your love, something about your love changes everything.
Good morning, Rooted Men. Good to see you this morning. It is Tuesday. It's actually the day I'm supposed to be on. Isn't it wonderful? Today we'll have a new prayer team. We'll have some people on prayer coming up in the near future they're gonna try it for the first time or maybe the third time. But it's I thought it would be really cool if we could get some opportunities for new people to maybe come on and pray a little bit. And I've had some people express some interest, and we're going to do it. I'm looking forward to today's because they've done it before, so it'll be unique, to say the least. All right. Psalm 139. That's what we got today. Another one of David's Psalms, just beautifully written and poetic. My wife says hi.
No. You say hi to people.
Oh, yeah. I got to say hi to people. Yeah, I know. I have a director. Psalm 139 is, once you hear it, you'll say, oh, yeah, I've heard those before. That's how it works. All right. So let's start with a few greetings. What do you say? Ken Gooch is here. Good morning, Ken. Good morning, fellow brothers in arms. Chuck B says hi. Shalom, gentlemen. Chris Connolly, good morning. And Bert Ridge, Annie. I love it. Good morning, gentlemen. Nobody ever calls me gentlemen. It's kind of awesome. All right. So let's get right at it. What do you say? That way I don't mess up Emily and her broadcast. I have it here somewhere. Yeah, that'll work, right? Search me, O God, and know my heart. That's the choir from a choir master, Psalm of David. O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from afar. You search out my path and my lying down and are acquainted with all my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, behold, O Lord, you know it all together. So, this is, if anybody knows Kenny on Saturday mornings, he's always messing with me a little bit because talks about watching the tongue. The tongue is like my downfall, maybe is the word I would use. David here is so poetically writing how God knows him. He knows every single aspect of him. He searched us. He searched out our path. He even knows where we sit down when we rise up. Think about that. He discerns our thoughts. He discerns our thoughts. Sometimes I wish I discerned my thoughts a little better. And he's acquainted with all of my ways, and he knows what we are going to say. That's terrifying to me. But that's what David is trying to present before us here. He wants us to understand that this is not just some guy sitting afar and looking at us, right? He's there and he knows who he's looking at. Oh boy, I just did something. Hold on. Okay. So these touch pads do so many different things. If you touch them funny, they do weird things. All right. So then in verse 5, he goes to, you hem me in. It's a great term, hem me in. So it might be if you were a criminal hiding in a building, you were hemmed in. That might be a bad thing, right? David is talking about something totally different here. You hem me in behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high. I cannot attain it. Where shall I go from your spirit, or where shall I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make a bed in Sheol, you are there. If I take the wings into the morning and dwell in the uttermost places of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me. Okay, in these verses now, he's changed from God knowing him to God surrounding him. Like I said before, it's not God watching from some distant place. He is present. He is right there. He's surrounding us with his care, his presence. Our lives are not a secret. And he knows our pain, our failing, our flaws, our doubts, our sins, our victories, our good deeds, our bad deeds. He knows. So what do we do with that? How do we reconcile that with what we know? God knows us completely, and he's always there. How do we paint a picture of that, right? And in the verse 11, he starts out with, if I say, surely the darkness will cover me, and the light will be at night, all about me at night. Holy mackerel, I can't read. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, and the light about me be night. Even the darkness is not dark to you. The night is bright as the day, and for darkness is as light with you. I'm going to stop there today, all right? But we want to look at what he's saying. He's talking about light and darkness, and we all know that the darkness can hide things. It can hide wrongdoing. It can hide sin. But John, in the verse book of John, first thing he does is describe Jesus as the light. And here, David's talking about the light. David's talking about how God, his light will cover and protect everything, even that is in the dark. His light won't fade, and it will penetrate. I think that's the cool part. It'll penetrate the darkest night. And when I was a kid, let's see, hold on a second. Let's see if I can cut that. I don't think we need the scriptures anymore. When I was a kid, we went out west, and we did some caving. And out west, there's lots of tiny little caves, and some big ones too, some monstrous ones. And if you've ever been in a cave when the lights go out, the darkness is unimaginable. It's not like waking up in the middle of the night. It is so black and so dark that your hand, you could do this in front of your face and you wouldn't know it. It's total blindness. And that's when I picture darkness, that's what I think. Darkness is so black and so dark we can't see it through it. And what David is saying is that it is like daylight to God. darker than the darkest night, and God's light shines through it. That is like the lantern they give you when you're in a cave. It's super bright light, and it projects outward, not back at you, because if it back at you, then you're just as blind as you were. I guess what I'm trying to say is that it overcomes the darkness. And just reminded me of that when we were talking about the darkness. And so what do we take from these verses? Before I get too far off track and too off into a left field, what do we take from these verses? It's pretty simple. It's nothing here that's magical that we really needed to understand. It's all straightforward. God knows us completely. We're never alone. He surrounds us. He's hemmed us in. I love that term. And he guides us and protects us. And that there's no darkness God can't overcome. That's what I got. I hope it was a blessing. It was short and sweet, and I knew it complete. Anyway, thank you for joining me this morning. I think I'm done, so I'm going to say, yeah, really good. I think it's about perfect for Emily. Have a firmly rooted day, boys, and may someone see Jesus in you today. Peace.